Good morning. Hi. How is everyone? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Elaine, and you're on Real Talk with Elaine. It is Saturday morning, December 22nd, 2024. So we're 3 days out before the day, the morning where your kids are going to wake up and be all excited and everybody's running around the tree and all of that other good stuff. But I wanted to come to you this morning and just give you my weekly update. I'm a bad girl, getting myself on the hand because I should have come to you on Friday. Actually, it's Sunday morning. I apologize. It's Sunday morning, December 22nd. I missed the whole day because I took my shot Friday and I had fatigue all day yesterday. So I pretty much slept my day away until later on in the evening when hubby and I decided to go out and finally get in the streets, get a few little shopping done, and then go ahead and grab us something to eat. So I did. I missed an entire day, and I have to get out here very soon. But I was gonna start working on prepping for my lunch meal today. Dinner, I don't know what we're going to do, but for lunch, I wanted to have some barbecue chicken wings. So I'm going to get started with that shortly. So I figured, what do I do while I'm waiting, while I'm trying to prep to get started for my lunch today? And I'm going to throw a boiled egg on for breakfast because I'm not really hungry this morning, but just wanted to sorry, my dog Rusty is going back and forth into my little office area behind me. So you'll see something that looks like a omen going back and forth. You'll see the door open and close. But anyway, um, so I wanted to get started today just to have a little talk with you, give you a little quick update on what's been going on with me. First of all, let me welcome all the new people who are here for the first time. My name is Elaine again. I am on a weight loss and not just a weight loss, a health journey through GLP1. I am currently on Mounjaro 10 milligram, and I am doing my daggone thing to stay encouraged and on top of everything. I've been on Mounjaro since March 29th, 2024. I've currently lost a maximum, and I'll say that because you'll hear in a minute why I say that, but I've lost a maximum of 56 pounds. I am really trying to get to my 60, okay? 60 pounds. Once I hit that, I'm going to feel like I am on the move again. Unfortunately, I have been in a very um, discouraging stall. And that stall, you may hear also in the background, my husband has his coffee maker set to go off every morning at about 7 o'clock. And it's been brewing since about 7 o'clock. So it should be ending really, really soon. So if you can hear that in here, I'm sorry. But otherwise, um, I've been on this journey for 9 months now. And I am really trying almost 9 months. I think December 29th will make about 9 months. I am really trying to get myself encouraged again. I have a wonderful community that I am a part of, that have given me so many suggestions. I put some things into place, and I do see, where some of my hindrances were, and where I got a little lax because initially when you get on this medication, if you're first starting to get on now, understand you're going to do everything right in the beginning, and then when you start seeing the weight drop off, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I can chill, I don't have to do that anymore. That's not true. So make sure you are continuing with what you did and go back, return to your first love, as I always say, because that's the thing that got you inspired when you first started this journey. And so you want to return back to those things that made you successful at that point. So for me, it was monitoring what I ate, um, having a heavy, heavy, heavy water intake, making sure I was cleansing my body, making sure I was doing my fiber, making sure I was doing my vitamins. all those things. And after a while, you just get a little lax because you start getting the compliments somewhere around 40 to 45 pound weight loss. People started seeing it. Oh my God, you're losing weight. You look good. Of course, it was in my face first. So that's the first area where people noticed the weight loss. And then it eventually moved into, oh, I think I'm doing well. My clothes felt different. I was looking different. And I started slacking down again. So I'm just being honest and transparent as I always am with all of my videos. But yes, I got very lax in what I was doing. So I'm now returning to my first love, which is trying to incorporate those things, especially making sure I was eating enough. I have not been eating enough. It became apparent once my GLP1 community friends shared with me, we think you should start tracking, track your food, track your food. It was something that I really never wanted to do, but I did start tracking and I saw, and even just for a short period of time, I could tell that's the problem. I have not been eating. I have not been eating. So I started going back to what I know I was supposed to do, which is eating and being sure that I'm prioritizing my protein and trying to get my calories in each day. I was actually only getting in maybe, I think one day I came in at a little under 500 calories a day. My body was like, shutting down, not doing this. You're starving to death, and we are going to fight for your life. And so that's what my body did to me. And I know that's what's been going on. So now I'm trying to do more of preparing myself and being more conscientious of making myself go harder at getting the calories in that I need while still staying under the calorie deficit that I need to lose weight, but just putting enough calories in my body so my body doesn't feel that I'm rejecting the fuel that it needs. All right. So, with all that being said, this morning I just wanted to check in and I wanted to talk about something. I talked to a few of my content creators. Sorry, I'm going to be kind of not listening to you or looking at you all the time because I'm trying to get this done because it is December 22nd and we only have 3 days before we have to provide gifts to our loved ones and family and friends. And so I'm like, I got to get this stuff done so I can get out there. Because y'all know y'all folk going to be out there this morning. Your cousins, your aunties, your grandmas, and everybody else is going to be in the store this morning. That's the fun of Christmas, though. I remember when my kids were little, I used to go out. I used to wait until Christmas Eve to go and fight and look for all of the, or Black Friday. That was one thing. I always loved Black Friday because it was fun getting in the stores and trying to find all of the things that I wanted for my kids and stuff. But I don't have that anymore. I don't have any grandkids. My kids are all grown. So my husband and I just want to run out and grab some things. I'm spending Christmas in Vegas, so which is another reason why I have to get out today because we have so many items that we have to kind of run and jump and last minute things we got to do before we get out of here to go to Vegas on Tuesday. So, but just wanted to make sure that I stopped by and, got you guys up to speed on where I am. All right. So let's talk about this. This is week 38. I believe I have that correct. I've already done my thumbnail for this video. So week 38, what happened? So in week 36, 37, I started noticing on the 10 milligram, I was feeling a little bit like things weren't going well. I've been stalled, and I'll be honest, between 245 and 250, 245 and 250. I've been stalled between that for almost 3 months now. And it was shameful. And I came to my community and I admitted, hey, I don't know what's going on. I can't seem to lose the weight anymore. And again, like I said before, a lot of major suggestions were given. And I think that they are getting me back on the right track. So Another thing, I happened to talk to some of my GLP1 friends, and I'll mention the names, Traces of Twan, and I spoke to Downsizing Diva, and I spoke to uh, Alonda 180 and Taisha about what was going on with me. Also 2.0 Mommy. And so that's kind of like my core group that I speak to all the time when I'm going through things. And they suggested that I absolutely um, move towards the actually doing the tracking again. And so I started doing that. But outside of just tracking, I also know that I need to increase my exercise. I was exercising a lot this summer. And since it got cold, I decided that I would get a walking pad. And since I got the walking pad, I just am not really comfortable with the fact that I'm not outside in nature. So that kind of bothered me. So therefore, I think some of this was a problem for me, and I started just slacking off. I am getting back on track this week. I'm gonna run some water real quick over my wings that I'm getting ready to prep for my lunch. I started getting back on track, I would say, last Monday, and I felt so much better. And I can tell you some of the differences that I felt too. But I have a little problem that my wonderful community told me to share with you all. And that problem is, you've heard me talk about it before, but not extensively. And that problem is lymphedema. And so I wanted to tell you, for some of you, you may have never heard of lymphedema before. So this might be completely new to you, but I'll tell you, lymphedema is a very difficult piece of or comorbidity that comes along with this journey for me. Um, so lymphedema, let me just tell you what the correct issue or definition is. It's swelling that's often in the arm or leg caused by the lymphatic system. Lymphedema is swelling that generally occurs in the arm or leg, but can also occur in the chest wall or abdomen. And so, what it is the condition is caused by blockage in the lymphatic system. So, I have lymphedema. I thought I had secondary lymphedema because I've had a few surgeries on my feet when I was in my early 20s, and I thought that's what prompted it. But I went back and oh my God, I saw some pictures from when I went to my college orientation, and that was back in 1986. Okay, I'm telling my age, but yes. In 1986, I went to my college orientation, and my auntie went with me to the orientation, and she had taken pictures of me that I didn't even know she took. I was over her house about 3, 4 weeks ago, and I was looking through some of her photo albums, and I found a photo album, and I should have snatched the pictures. I'm going to try to go back over there and get them. But I saw some photos of me at my college orientation where she transported me to, and she was taking pictures of while I was engaged in some of my sessions. I had on a dress, and she took pictures of me, and I looked at my legs in the pictures and I thought, oh my God, I had no ankles back in 1986. I did not know that I had this condition that long. I know people used to tell me all the time, girl, you got big legs. Look at that. Oh, I love to have legs like that. They used to tell me because I was not obese. So I've said this a couple of times. I was not obese or I had no weight issues growing up, even throughout college. I'm 5'7", and so back then I was 5'7.5", as they told me. But I was only weighing about 140, 145 pounds at the max in college. I was a dancer, so I always danced. That was something that I wanted to do all my life was dance, and which is why I had foot surgery. Because if you know anything about dancing, as I've always danced since I was a little girl, you get bunions because it's a lot of wear and tear on your body on your feet when you dance. And so I had bunionectomy surgery on both of my feet in my early 20s. And that's why I thought that lymphedema came from that. But going back and looking before I actually had surgery, I noticed that have been I've had the lymphedema long before that. Just did not know. I wasn't getting a lot of attention from a doctor at an early age, so that was just something that I didn't know about. So this video, I do want to kind of show you some insight on my lymphedema journey. I'm going to show you the machine that I use, or I'm supposed to use, twice a day for an hour. I think that's one of my problems because that helps to get some of that inflammation off of me and to reduce the swelling. And that has been one of, I'm ashamed to say, one of the most cumbersome things for me because I just hate getting in this machine. I think it's part of the ADHD. We don't like to sit still long. We like to always multitask as we think we're multitaskers, but I call it multi chaos because sometimes we're just moving around doing so many things that we're not paying attention to what's most important. But I would like to do that at some point. I will show that in this video, just a little brief snippet of what it looks like me being on my machine. But it is very cumbersome, and I don't know if anyone else has this compression device that I will show, but I promise you, it is a lot. It feels like a lot that you're doing when you're putting this machine on. It costs a lot of money, and I'm very grateful that my insurance has taking care of the entire cost of this device, but that's what I'm supposed to do twice a day. Okay. All right. Second thing is I am not, I don't like taking the water pill medications a lot because it does dehydrate me. And being on GLP-1 medications, you're already kind of threatened with that dehydration piece. So I have not taken a lot of my water meds, which is Lasix, if you know what that is, if you've been on water medications before. So, but that does help a little bit. But everyone in the lymphedema world know that water medications are not really good for you. They can really cause more problems with the lymphedema. So it's not a cure. And oh, yeah, there is no cure for lymphedema. None. So it's not like I can take a pill, a magic pill, or anything and it's gone. What the GLP-1 meds have done is created more of a hope for us because it does reduce that medication. It does reduce that for us. I mean, I'm sorry, it does reduce the inflammation. I said medication. It does reduce the inflammation. So that is very helpful for us in general because we are able to get some of that inflammation down in our whatever part of our body the inflammation is in. A lot of people typically get lymphedema sometimes after surgery. A lot of cancer survivors do have a bout of lymphedema after they go through chemo. So it affects a large population, but yet no cure. All right. So next thing, since I noticed that the lymphedema has been more flared in recent weeks. I mean, I was doing really great at the beginning of this journey, but just in recent weeks and months, should I say, I noticed that my lymphedema has just been having more flare ups. And so I decided not to uh, go any farther with trying to stop it through the machine because it was like I was doing the machine twice a day and it was still not helping and those kind of things. And I was getting frustrated. And then I felt like I went into a stall. But the weight loss part of it was what I got most frustrated by because I was doing so well at first and just losing. And then it just stopped. It just cut off. And I thought, what in the world am I supposed to do now? Because now all of this is cut off and I don't know how to fix it. So I I do realize that now um, I need to devise a plan so I can deal with how this lymphedema is affecting me. So the reality is with lymphedema, we are experiencing weight gain at an optimum level. I remember one day, and I'm sorry I did not even record it this day, but I was sharing with my GLP1 family that one night I went to sleep. I woke up the next day and weighed myself, and it didn't register on my scale because I mean, on my phone, because I didn't have my phone active at that time. But I weighed myself and I had gained 11 pounds. I was in a dump. I was in a complete dump. And we all know you can't gain 11 pounds overnight. I mean, no one does that. So I should have, used my brain and knew that that wasn't a factual thing. But the fact was, is it was scary, and it was very discouraging. So when you're on this weight loss journey and then you have something like that just happen, it just like knocks the wind out of you. And that's what I felt that night. I felt like the wind was completely knocked out of me. But I got back up with the help of my friends, and I knew that I had to start doing things that were going to be helpful. So I did start taking, so I tested myself one day, and I started taking my water meds. But before, I just want to tell you, and I'm going to show these up here on the screen. I want to kind of give you some facts. Let's look at the month of December in general. I'm going to start with the only with the days, obviously, that I got on the scale. Some days I would not because I was scared of what it was going to say. So on December 11th was the first day in December I literally got on a scale, and I weighed 255.6 pounds. Okay, with a BMI of 40. On December 12th, I went down to 251.4. I just want you to see this because we don't lose and gain this weight this fast. Okay. That was the next day. I went down to 251.4 with a BMI of 39.4. And I do have a Renfo scale. So I got the scale that lots of you are using. So just know that it's not some quirky scale. It's a fairly decent scale. Didn't weigh anymore after the 12th until the 16th. And remember, the 12th, I was 251.4. And then on the 16th, I was 247.2. Now, this is with me taking my water medications, okay? So that was the 16th. On the 17th, I was 248.6. Didn't take a med that day, so I went back up because on the 16th, I was 247. On the 17th, I went up to 248.6. On the 18th, I was 247.8. So I went back down. All right. On the 19th, I started out that morning and I weighed myself at 7:31 a.m. I was still 247.4. And then I took my water medication. And throughout the day, I was like, I'm going to do a later weigh in. So I come back almost 12 hours later at 6:43 p.m. and I weighed and I'm 245.6. Okay. So from 247 that morning, I'm down to 245 that evening. On the 20th, I went down to 245.4. All right. So I have not weighed myself since the 20th. And it is today is the 22nd. So what I'm going to do right now is get a scale and I'm going to weigh myself so that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So remember, my last weigh-in was at 245.4, and that was on the 20th of December. Today is December 22nd. Let's see what this weigh-in will look like. Okay. I just did my weigh-in. And it's really weird, but I'm going to show it to you because I think it's important for you to see this. And I am weighing 250 pounds. 250 pounds. Kudos to me. Yay. Okay. So it's 250. So, oh, sorry. I made a loud noise coming off the scale. So I just wanted you to know that's kind of it's disheartening, you know. It's disheartening that but this is where I am. And so this is the woes of being on lymphedema or having lymphedema, should I say. That's the woes of it. You just can't really get a factual weight out of it. And it's so hard. But I'm going to hang in here. This is the Christmas season. We should be excited. I do know that some of the ways that I need to work on fixing this is continuing to track and getting my exercise back up where it needs to be, strength training. I think when I did those things, I found that those were successful for me. So I'm committing to that. While so many people are getting ready to start January 1 um, with trying to create new lifestyles for themselves, new bodies, new, weight loss goals. I'm not going to set any weight loss goals right now. I'm happy with knowing that I've been 55, 56 pounds down. Um, and I know that's what my real weight is despite the lymphedema. But I definitely am going to make sure that I up my ante with exercising and with doing strength training. So those are going to be my 2025 goals. What's yours? Because that's going to be mine. And I am going to get it together and I'm going to be better than I ever was. And I'm promising this to myself and I'm promising this to you, my GLP1 community. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to finish working on these chicken wings. This is what I've been doing. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I'm going to finish working on these chicken wings and getting them ready for lunch for my husband and I today. And I just want to tell you, it's a journey. We have to continue to do it. Thank you for joining me today. You got to see it for yourself. This is what I'm dealing with. And any suggestions out there? Anybody else going through this, struggling with the lymphedema? If you think I'm on the right path with trying to prepare myself to now move into getting, getting more exercise in and just staying consistent with my regimen for my machine, my lymphedema compression machine. Hey, that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully next week I'll come back with a little bit more greater news for you. I will be gone on next week. As I told you, we're going to Vegas um, for Christmas. So I hope to have a NSV when I get on the plane. Y'all know what that is. I want to be able to not have to ask for an extender and everything. I don't think I've flown since I've lost most of the bulk of my weight. So that should be interesting. So I'll let you guys know how it goes and maybe give you a little highlights out in Vegas. But what happens in Vegas, baby, stays in Vegas. All right. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. See you in 2025. Love you.